All right. No, you're not in it. It's actually going that way.
Want to be in there, right? No, I'm just saying, it's got to be famous.
It's a little askew, but that's all right. All right, good morning. You guys ready to start? Sorry,
Let's
a
go.
little slow on the computer end today. So let's see. Let's start with we'll start with cat and cow. So feet can be hip width or wider, whatever feels comfortable. And then we're going to bend the knees. Hands come to the front of the thighs. We're going to drop the chin, tuck the tailbone. This is our exhale cat position. And then on the inhale, rounding up, looking up, palms come forward. This is our cow, our inhale position, and then exhale back to cat. And then just back and forth between the two, going nice and slow, letting the body warm up. Excellent. All right, one more time in each direction. And then we'll meet in neutral. All right, next one is our laterals. So feet are nice and wide here. So our center of gravity changes a little bit. And then you can have one hand on the hip or that can come down your leg. And we're gonna inhale this other arm up. Exhale, bring it back. And then second side, inhale. And exhale. So as you start to warm up, maybe the arm can go over further if that's comfortable. If not, don't worry. We'll just keep warming up the body. Another option when that hand is up, so we're extending that hand and then we're pushing the foot down into the mat. Excellent. Let's do one more time each side or finish off evenly. Thanks. All right, back to neutral. And then let's do a nice little twist here. So we'll bring the hands out anywhere from T to closer to the body, whatever feels good. Kind of like halfway here. So we're going to inhale nice and tall. And then exhale, turn to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Excellent. All right, let's do one more time each side. And then release the arms back down. All right, let's find a nice mountain pose here. So we'll kind of walk up the body and do some alignment cues here. First thing I want to do is soften the knees, maybe bend them just a little bit. And then check in with the feet. If you want, you can lift the toes up and then set them back down. Feel them rooted into the earth. And then we've got that pelvic tilt here. As close to neutral as possible. And then we're gonna zip up the front of the abdomen. So imagine pulling up here. Not quite ready for winter coats yet, but we're getting there. Pull that up. So we're gonna activate the muscles on the front of the abdomen. And then next we're gonna move up to the sternum, the breastbone. So this is, it's nice and long. So we're gonna imagine the top part coming up and the bottom part going down. So that's gonna give us that open rib cage in the front. And then drawing the collarbones away from each other towards the shoulders, pulling the shoulder blades together on the back side. So nice opening here. And then the last one, we're gonna imagine a little hook behind the ear that pulls the head back and up. So if we have that forward head posture, we have rounded shoulders, tilted pelvis. So if we're pulling back and up, kind of brings the whole torso into alignment. So if you just want to focus on one or two of those, that's fine. If you can get that whole system nice and long and tall. Excellent. All right, one more breath here. And release. Okay, we're gonna do let's see, we'll do a 2-part inhale, 1-part exhale. We're gonna do big body movement with it. So it's gonna look like this. So we're gonna inhale, halfway, inhale all the way up, and then exhale, we're gonna fold forward, bend the knees, and let it all out. And then come back up to standing. All right, here we go. Inhale, inhale, exhale. You can do out the mouth or out the nose. All right, here we go. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Nice, come back up to standing. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Excellent, and then back up to standing. Nice, all right. Maybe you're getting a little warmed up now, a little bit. All right, so let's start with our warrior one here. So we're gonna turn one foot out, step that first foot forward, and let's do a little bit more with the feet here before we get into the knee. So we're gonna lift up the toes, spread them out, and then set them back down again. If you want to, you can maybe try and set one down at a time. Fun to play with. All right, release the toes. We're gonna suction cup that inner arch, activate those muscles in there, and then relax. And then do the outside edge, and then relax. All right, so let's do the knee next. We're aiming for that second and third toe. We're gonna inhale, straight leg, exhale, bend. We wanna keep the torso perpendicular to the floor. So we're not leaning forward when we're bending the knee. We wanna keep that nice and tall. You can have the hands on the hips or down by your sides. Excellent. All right, push off, step back or step the back foot forward. Let's do the other side. Turn that foot out, step the second foot forward. And let's do the toes first. So we're gonna lift them up, spread them out, set them back down. Maybe try and do one at a time. Excellent, release the toes, and then we're going to engage that inner arch, make that little suction cup, and then relax it. And then the outside edge, suction cup, and then relax it, nice. All right, let's do that knee. We're aiming for that second and third toe. Inhale, straight leg, exhale, bend. Excellent. And then we're going to push off, step back. And then let's go back to the first side and add the arms. All right. Let's do original arms. I feel like we need a nice long stretch. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to inhale, arms up, bend that front knee, exhale back. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. And one last one. Nice. All right, so push off, step back, or step the back foot forward. You can check out the legs if you want. Let's do the other side. Back foot turns out. All right, ready? Here we go. So we're going to inhale, bend that front knee, arms come up. Exhale back. If there's any shoulder issues and you want to do cactus arms or hands to heart, you can do that. Excellent. And one more. Nice. All right. Step back or step that back foot forward. And let's do our, we'll do our moving balance next. All right, starting with palm tree pose. Option A, you can just use the feet coming up on the toes. Or you can do just the arms, inhale the arms up, exhale back down, or put it all together, inhale, coming up, exhale down. Excellent. All right, let's do one more. Nice, and release. If you want, you can check it out. And then let's do the other one, our Karate Kid flying crane. And let's do challenge. If you have a favorite one, you can do that. I'm gonna do this one. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Looks like this. Knee up, arm up, and then down, and then opposite side. Kind of like spinal balance, but standing. If that one seems a little bit too much today, we can do opposite hand to knee or regular. All right, so I'm going to do this one. Do any of the other options. And if any of those feel a little bit too wobbly today, you can do it with the chair or the wall. All right, one more time each side. We'll finish off evenly. Excellent. All right. So we're gonna do one more with the knees, kind of like marching, but we're gonna see if we can speed it up a little bit. So as we get older, we forgot what year it is. After whatever year, we start losing more muscle mass quicker. So we want to fight nature, maybe, fight gravity, whatever it is. So we're gonna do these. I think we've done them a while ago. So arms out in front, and we're just gonna march. So the knees are gonna come up, but we're gonna try and do two things. Usually I'm like, do it slow, take your time. This time we're gonna see if we can go fast and high, okay? All right, so here we go. So we're lifting the knee up on each side, and then you can do one, like try and go fast, or try and go high, or both. And if you still have your sweatshirt on after this, then I'm not doing my job, right?
I'm a cold person.
Excellent. All right, so let's do one more time each side, or finish off evenly. And if you want, you check out the arms, check out the legs, check out the head. All right, let's do our Warrior 2 next. And we'll do the 2 poses that we add on with it as well. All right, so feet are nice and wide. We're gonna bend that front knee over that front ankle. Hands at the heart, arms open out to the side, and then we're looking over our front fingers. So let's take a couple breaths here, get that pose nice and strong. Excellent. All right, so now we're gonna do side angle pose. So bend the elbow. That forearm comes down to that front thigh. This back hand can be on the hip, hand up towards the ceiling, or the bicep over the ear. Whatever works with your shoulder. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna windmill around to Peaceful Warrior. And then exhale back to side angle pose. Inhale again, Peaceful Warrior. And one more time through side angle pose. And Peaceful Warrior. Nice, back to Warrior 2. And then we'll drop the arms and step the feet back together. All right, switching sides. Hands at the heart, arms open out to the side. Front knee is over that front ankle. We're gonna extend the fingers out, soften the shoulders. And then when you're ready, bending that front elbow, side angle pose. This back hand can be on the hip, hand up towards the ceiling, or arm overhead. And then we're going to inhale, windmill around to Peaceful Warrior. Exhale back to side angle pose. Again, inhale, Peaceful Warrior. And last time through, exhale, side angle pose. And inhale, Peaceful Warrior. Nice. Come back to Warrior 2. And then we'll drop the arms and step the feet back together. Excellent. All right, shake it out. All right, I've got another one with big arms. Let's do high lunge, and we'll do 3 on each side. All right, so we'll get our feet in position, and then we'll do the arms. So option A, step forward into your lunge, or if you're trying to do more of a challenge, lift one knee and step back into high lunge. All right. So I'm going to do the lift the knee, step back. Back foot can be heel on the floor, or you can be up on the toes if you want a little bit more work for that, the balance and the strength in the leg. All right, so here we go. So we're going to inhale, arms up, and then exhale back down. We're just going to keep the feet where they are. Again, inhale, and exhale, and last one, inhale, and exhale, and you can step the feet back together, and if you want, check them out. All right, let's do the other side. So you can step forward or lift the knee and step back. Heel can be on the floor, you can be up on the toes, and then we'll do 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, and one more. Inhale and exhale. Nice. All right, we're gonna step the feet back together. Shake it out. Awesome sauce. All right, let's do a tree pose next. All right, so starting position, kickstand or tripod. So the heel comes above the ankle of the opposite foot. We're gonna check in with this hip here, nice and strong and straight, activating the muscles around the joint. Start with the hands at the heart, and we're gonna grow our branches. So you can do power pose with the fingers, index fingers point up towards the ceiling. You can do a Y, a T, move the arms. If you have your balance and you want, you can bring that foot up higher. And we just want to make sure that the breath is going. If you get a little wobbly and fall out, know that you can always just come right back in. Excellent. And then when you're ready, coming out nice and graceful. Excellent. All right, shake it out. Let's do the other side. Heel above the ankle, check in with this hip, nice and strong and straight, activating the muscles around that hip joint. Start with the hands at the heart. You're gonna grow your branches. You can start with power pose, index fingers point up towards the ceiling. Do a Y, T, move the arms, but remembering breath is the most important aspect of this pose. All right, if you have your balance you want, you bring that foot up higher. If you don't, that's okay. Keep that foot down. Or practice lifting it up, building that strength in that leg. Excellent. And then when you're ready, coming out nice and gracefully. Excellent. All right, shake it out. All right, let's see what we're going to do next. Let's do some wide-legged forward folds. Okay, I'm going to turn my mat sideways. And you have the option of doing the narrow side of the mat with your feet wide, or if you want to turn sideways, you can go like that. So the wider your legs are, the closer you're going to be to the floor. Just kind of how it works. But if you're really tall and you have long legs and the floor seems really far away, you can use a chair or a block or a blanket if you want to have that bringing the floor a little closer to you. All right, so the first one we're going to do is pinwheels. So we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. And we're going to touch the opposite leg. So one hand, we're going to fold forward, touch the opposite leg wherever you reach, the knee, the shin, the ankle. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, other side, wherever you're reaching, and come back up. And just go ahead and go at your own pace. Would encourage slower rather than quicker on this one. Excellent. Let's do one more time each side. Nice. And release. Drop the arms. You can step the feet back together and hop, heel toe, or just a big giant step. All right, and shake out the legs if you want, the arms. Next, we're going to do rainbow pose. So you can go nice and wide again. We're gonna inhale, and then we're hinging at that hip joint. So we're gonna exhale, fold forward, tailbone's gonna go back. If you want to have a blanket or a block or something so that you have something to hold on to with that one hand, you can do that, or the chair, whatever works. And here we go. So we're gonna inhale, one arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. Second side, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Back to the first side, inhale. And exhale. Second side, inhale. And exhale. One more time, each side, inhale. And exhale. Last time, last side, inhale. And exhale. Excellent. So bend the knees. We're going to bring the hands to the hips. Push the feet in, coming up with a straight spine. Nice. You can hop the feet together, heel toe, or bend the knees and step. Excellent. All right, check it out. So last one here is half sun salutation, which we haven't done yet. So take it easy. I'm going to do straight arms. If you have any kind of shoulder or back issues, I would recommend arms out to the side. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We're hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, so the hands can come to the front of the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side or arms by the ears. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, down. All right, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, down. Nice. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms up. All the way up. And then exhale. And we're done. Okay, so step the feet back together. Shake them out. Shake out the arms. And then let's do, since we were just side, I don't have to move the mat back as quick. Let's do cowboy. So horse and star, or some people call horse goddess, but it's fine either way. So feet are wide, either the narrow of the mat or the long. We're going to inhale the arms up. So this is our star pose. You can look up slightly. We're not doing a big old back bend. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend the knees and bend the elbows. And if you want, you can bend the wrists. And then inhale, open. And exhale, back down. Excellent. Inhale, bring it back up. And let's do 2 more. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And last one. Exhale, down. And inhale, up. Beautiful. All right, exhale the arms down. Step the feet together. Shake anything out. And then, sorry to do this to you, but we're here. We're going to do it. Squat folds. Everybody goes, I know, it's your favorite. To do what you guys love. All right, so we're going to fold forward, come back up, squat, come back up, fold. We won't do a lot. We'll just do 3 of each. All right, so here we go. So we're going to inhale the arms up. We're exhaling. We're going to hinge at the hips, fold forward. And then inhale, come back up. So we're coming up with that straight spine. And then bring the hands together. The feet come apart a little bit, maybe. Exhale, squat. You don't have to go all the way down, but we're going to come back up. On the inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, squat. Nice. One last time, inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, squat. Nice. All right, inhale, bring it back up. Shake it out. Your knees are probably loving you today. Some nice, strong muscles around those knees. All right, anything else you want to do standing? Nope. All right, so let's come down to the floor. If you want to come into a squat first, since we're pretty warmed up with a squat, you're welcome to do that. If you don't, that's okay. If you're working on getting the heels down onto the floor, you can practice with a blanket or a towel. Or you guys all just all went straight down. All right, I won't stay here too long. All right. So coming and sitting gracefully on the floor. That's the other thing about having a blanket, then you can sit on that. All right. So I feel like the theme of the class has become forward folds. So let's do a forward fold. We're gonna do dynamic, so we'll just do a bunch, and then at the end we'll do a hold. All right, so we're gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale, we're hinging at that hips again. Fold forward at the hip joint rather. Tap down, inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring it up, and exhale, fold. Excellent. Let's do last one. We're going to come down, grab the legs wherever you're reaching, and then we're going to pull the chest forward, tuck the belly in, and then exhale all the way, rounding if that's comfortable. You can let the legs and the feet be relaxed. Maybe a little bend in the knees if that's comfortable. Excellent. And then to come out, we're going to extend the arms over the legs. Push the legs into the floor. Inhale, coming up. Nice strong spine. And then exhale. And release. Excellent. All right. Let's do our open and close twist. All right. So right knee is bent, right foot in the mat, left arm extended over that left leg. We're going to inhale. Extend up, exhale in front of or behind that right knee. Right hand comes behind the spine. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale. And then on the exhale, turn and look at that back wall. Excellent. And then we're going to unwind. Extend that left arm over that left leg again. Gaze follows the thumb. Inhale, open twist. Excellent. And then we're going to unwind, bring it back, and then we'll switch legs. All right. Right arm over that right leg. Inhale, extend, exhale in front of or behind that left knee. Left hand comes behind and pushes in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn and look towards that back wall. Excellent. And unwind. Right arm over that right leg again. Gaze follows the thumb. Inhale, open twist. Excellent. Bring it back. And release. All right. Let's do a fun little butterfly pose here next. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together out in front. They don't have to be close into the body. We're going to do a forward fold here. So sitting up nice and tall first, and then on the exhale coming forward, you can kind of pull up and then come down. Elbows on the knees, hands wherever they reach, around the ankles or around the feet. And we'll just take a breath or so here. Nice. Inhale, we're going to walk it back up to vertical. And then if you want, you can pull the feet in a little bit closer. And then gently kind of bounce the knees a little bit. If it's okay. It might not feel good. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. First rule of yoga. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. Excellent. Okay, so hands under the knees. We're going to bring the knees together. Wrap the arms around the legs. Drop the chin and rock side to side. Excellent. All right, back to neutral. We are going to come down onto the spine. I'm going to turn my mat sideways again. So you bring your feet up to the top of the mat, and then hands on the knees, rolling slowly back onto the spine. And then first course of action, we're going to bring the feet down to the mat and do one-legged Apanasana. So if you want to kind of wiggle the spine straight first, if you landed kind of funny, and then exhale one knee in, inhale, that foot comes to the floor. And then the other side. Excellent. Let's do one more time each side or finish off evenly. And then back to center. Excellent. All right, so let's do, if you have a strap and want to use the strap, you're welcome to do that. I never remember them ahead of time, but we can do it without. It's totally fine. All right, so we're going to bring that right leg up towards the ceiling, or the foot rather, so that leg is extended up. Left foot can stay in the mat, left knee is bent. We're bringing the hands behind that right leg, and we're gonna draw that leg in towards the torso. So we're gonna exhale, leg comes in, inhale, release it back out. Exhale, bring it in, inhale out, and one more time. Exhale, bring it in, inhale out. Next, we're going to bring that right leg over towards the right side of the floor. Exhale, release it out. Inhale, bring it up. And again, exhale out. Inhale up. And that left arm can be out to the side, the opposite side. One more time, out to the side. Inhale, bring it up. And then we're going to move that left leg out of the way. Both arms out to a T, and then that right leg crosses the body towards the left side of the floor. Excellent. Inhale, we're going to bring it back up. And then exhale, bring that foot down to the mat. All right, let's do the other side. Left foot comes up towards the ceiling, hands wrap around the back of that left leg. Exhale, leg comes in. Inhale, let it out. Again, exhale in. Inhale, release back out. One last time. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale out. Nice. All right. The right arm can come out to the side. Left hand on the outside of that left leg as we drop it towards the left side of the floor. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale out. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale out. Nice. Inhale up, and let's do that one more time. Exhale up to the side. And inhale, bring it up. Nice. We're going to extend that right leg out of the way. Arms come out to the side. That left leg crosses the body towards the right side of the floor. Excellent. Inhale, bring that leg back up. We're going to bend both knees, both feet come into the mat, and then let's do Apanasana. Exhale, knees in, inhale, knees out. So finding that spine back to neutral. Excellent. So let's bring the feet back down to the mat. And then we're going to do 4 rounds of bridge pose. So first one is without the arms. So the arms can be on the floor by your sides, or you can do robot arms, bend the elbows, fingers point up towards the ceiling. We're gonna get the feet, the knees, and the hip joints all lined up. And then when you're ready, we're gonna push the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then exhale back down towards the floor. Excellent. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Nice. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Excellent. Second round, we're adding the arms. So the arms start down by your sides. Feet, heels, and knees are lined up. We're going to push the feet into the mat. Inhale, arms up, hips up. Arms go overhead, and then exhale, arms down, hips down. Excellent. And again, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, arms down, hips down. Excellent. One more time. Inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, arms down, hips down. Nice. All right, next round, we're adding an extra breath. Same starting point. Inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And again, inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Nice. One more for that one. Inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, release just the hips. Nice and slow. Take another inhale. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Excellent. And then we're going to do a pigeon bridge, so to speak. So we're going to take the left foot or left ankle and bring it up on that right thigh. And we're going to keep the arms down by our sides. On the inhale, push that right foot into the floor, lift the hips up. And then exhale, hips back down to the floor. Nice and slow. Excellent. Let's do that one again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Awesome sauce. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Awesome. Left foot comes down to the floor. Right foot or ankle on that left thigh, or kind of up towards the knee is fine. Arms down by your side. We're going to push that left foot into the floor. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, back down to the floor. Nice. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Excellent. Uncross that leg. We're going to bring both knees into the chest on the exhale. On the inhale, arms up overhead, feet towards the ceiling. If you want, you can point and flex the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. Inhale, open, point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. And again, inhale, open, point and flex. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to knees. Nice. All right, from here, if you want, you do a couple of 3 or 4 or 5 Papanasana. Get that spine back to symmetrical. Feeling that release. Doing all those bridge poses, that's a lot of back bending. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to bring the feet down to the mat. Option to keep the knees bent, feet on the mat, or you can extend the legs all the way straight out. We're going to do a little breathing exercise here. And I'm not sure if laying down is going to be easier or if it's seated, but we're going to try it this way first. So in yoga, we've got 5 elements. In other systems like traditional Chinese medicine, they have 4 elements and then wood and metal, etc. So each finger corresponds to each of the 5 elements here in yoga. So the thumb is fire. The index finger is air. The middle finger is space. The ring finger is earth. And the pinky finger is water. So I'm not going to quiz you on it, but it's fun. All right, so when we touch 2 body parts together, we're kind of making an energy circuit, which in yoga we call a mudra. And so what we're going to do is we're using the thumb, which is fire, so it increases the other elements. So we're going to do, we're going to start with the thumb and the ring finger. So that's the fire and the earth. And we're doing the tip of the finger. Because if you're doing other spots on the finger, it does have different effects. So we're just going to do, and if you want more information on that, I can explain that after class. But so we're going to touch those. And then if you haven't already and you don't mind, close your eyes. And then we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose. So do that 2 more times. And see on this last time if you can notice where the breath is showing up in the body. And there isn't a right or wrong answer, and there isn't a quiz. So I just want you to notice. All right, so release that. If you want, shake the hands out, kind of reset. And then we're going to do the thumb and the index finger. Same thing. We're going to take inhale and exhale through the nose. If your eyes are closed, that's awesome. If they're not, that's fine too. So take 2 more breaths here and see if you can notice where in the body that this breath is happening. Excellent. All right, release that, shake out the hands. We're gonna do one more. So we're gonna do the thumb and the middle finger. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. So take 2 more breaths like that and see if you can feel or notice where you're feeling that breath in the body. Excellent. All right, shake it out. And then let's do a couple more things before the end of class, and then we will be on our way. All right, let's do a twist. So we're gonna bring the arms out to the sides. Left foot comes to the center of the mat. We're gonna cross the right leg over the left. We're gonna drop both knees over towards the left, and you can look left, center, or right. Excellent. We're going to inhale, bring the knees to center. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. If you want, you can change the head, left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, uncross the legs. Right foot comes to the center. Left crosses over the right. And we're going to drop both knees to the left. And the head can look left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, knees to center, and then exhale, knees to the right. Head can turn left, center, or right. Excellent. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, uncross. Let's do windshield wipers. So arms out into a T. You can step the feet away from the torso a little bit. Knees are bent. And then we're going to drop the knees side to side. Couple of options here. Original option, just knees side to side. Second option is one knee out, bring it back up, and then the other knee goes out. So that's getting a little bit more external rotation. And then third option is feet are wide, and then we drop one knee in towards the center, bring it back up, and then drop the other knee in. This is internal rotation. And then, I don't remember what option we're on, but you can lift the feet up off the floor, knees and legs are all together, and then go side to side here. This is probably going to be the most difficult option to do. So which one that you like. The other thing you can do is turn the head The same or the opposite as the knees? Excellent. All right, one or two more on each side. And then coming back to center, we're going to finish off with Apanasana here. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. So we want to do a decent amount of these because we just did a bunch of twisting. So I want to get that spine back with this counter pose. Nice and symmetrical. Excellent. All right. When you finish that, feet come down to the mat. Option to extend the legs all the way straight out or keep the knees bent. And then last pose is palm tree pose arms. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. Excellent. Finish the one you're on and do two more. And then relaxing the legs and the feet away from each other. Last little wiggles out. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. And let's do our final relaxation pose. And we're going to do the joints today. So relaxing and making space in the joints. Starting at the bottom, we'll work our way up. So relaxing and making space in the toes. Relax and make space in the ankles. Relax and make space in the knees. Relax and make space in the hips, in the hip joints. Relax and make space in the spine. Relax and make space in the shoulders. Relax and make space in the elbows and wrists. Relax and make space in the fingers and hands. Relax and make space in the neck and the throat. Relax and make space in the jaw. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts about the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. If you'd like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, And with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. When you're ready, and again with an inhale, pushing up to a comfortable seated position. And to bring breath back into the body and find us safely on our way, we're going to do another one of those hand mudras. So we're going to do the middle finger and the ring finger and the thumb together. And then you can turn that up and rest it on your hands. We'll do 3 breaths. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hands, palms together. Exhale. Namaste. All right, thanks guys. All right, no class next week. And then we can do polls, whatever is that, the 12th? If you want.